Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Cloud, where I highlight any and every creative I can literally find in the Los Angeles area. Today, we have a very, very special guest. It's my dear friend, Miss Karen Aiken. Stunning. Karen, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. It's hot in LA and I'm wearing a leather jacket, so a little sweaty, but she's doing well.
But you look cute.
Thank you.
That's all that matters.
Thank
Thank you so much for being here today. So Karen and I, we met like through friends, right?
Yeah, we have a ton of mutual friends, and everybody kept talking to me about you, and I was
Right.
like, okay, so when
Who
am I
is
gonna
this
meet
guy?
him?
Who's this
and then
mysterious
we finally
guy?
met, and I was like, I felt like I already knew you
Yeah,
from everyone that told me you need to meet Cody, and I was like, okay.
exactly. So Karen is an incredible photographer. I'm such a fan of her work. It's so clean and beautiful and stunning, and I love it so much. Oh, that's what it was. We really, really first met when I started doing the internship with you at your studio at Common Heights.
Oh
Yeah, and we worked with
yeah.
LSC and we did all the
Yeah.
things. So Karen, she does beautiful portraits as well as stunning product photography. So I was her intern for I would say about a year. It was kind of before the pandemic
before
hit.
the pandemic hit.
And we would literally go to her studio that she has, and she would say, "Okay, this week we have energy drinks and granola bars that we're photographing."
The best combination.
Stunning. And
Healthy.
so I would literally be like the arm that would hold the granola bar or whatever it was. It was such a fun time. We had such a blast. But yeah, those were the
Those
days.
were back in the days before the pandemic changed everything.
I know. And look at us now. Just
It's like
superstars.
the hot ones, like, look at us now. Look at us.
Exactly. Okay, so we have some questions that were submitted for you, kind of about what you do as a photographer and just what your daily life is and stuff like that. So we're gonna go through them.
Great.
I didn't even put your name up. Here's your name. Now they know who you are. Okay.
Unfortunately, that is my name, and there's really no significance to my name. It was just
No.
a name my mom found on like a magazine. She's like, "This is what we're gonna call her."
I'm
Let's
deceased.
fast forward to 2022. It's the worst name anyone could possibly have. No name.
Yes and no. I mean,
Like anytime
You-
I make orders or I call a store and they're like, "Okay, what's your name?" I'm like, "Karen." They go, it's like, no.
they literally hang up.
They're like, okay.
You just need a different name for the phone, maybe. Like Chantel.
Chantel. Yeah, maybe.
But the funny thing is, her husband's name is Aaron Aiken.
Oh, no.
So it's Karen and Aaron Aiken, which is
Oh,
the
wait, that's
cutest.
matching. I was like, this is not supposed to happen.
This is not the vibe.
This is not the vibe.
Okay, so let's start with some questions from the cloud. Yeah. Okay, so the first question for you is, how did you start your photography career journey?
I think I trace it back to just, I love capturing moments,
Yeah.
and whether that was on film, like the point and shoots back in the day in the early 2000s when that's kind of what it was. I remember I had like a film Barbie camera growing up,
Love.
and I would just photograph anything that I could see. Fast forward to middle school and high school, when I would do trips with friends, I just loved capturing moments, whether they were good or bad,
Mhm.
or whether I was just crying and I'd be like,
Yep.
and I
Yep.
just like wanted to remember where I was, what happened, and so just moments. And then fast forward to college when I was like, oh, you could do this for a living,
Mhm.
and I offered it as like a side gig that eventually turned to a full-time thing. So I just wanted to shoot anything that would possibly let me. So
Right.
anyone who's breathing and willing is what I say.
I love that. And
whether-
did you go to like school for photography at all? I feel like a lot
No.
of photographers, like I went to film school, but we had a photography class. I didn't like major in photography.
And in college, I took a course, but in college, it's like the course is really just the history behind
Yeah.
photography, which was so boring. I don't think I
So
did very well in
boring.
it anyway. but it was just so boring. I was like, this is awful. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it myself, and then I
Mm-hmm.
did it. Now it eventually turned from like doing like engagement photo shoots to random
Yep.
portraits, senior photos, and then it developed into what it is now. And so it was just a lot of just myself wanting to self teach myself, but also
I've learned
learn.
most of my stuff on YouTube, TBH.
College.com.
It's like,
It really is.
why would you do anything else? I teach myself, and I'll reach out to people if I know they specialize in a specific area that I'm trying to learn more about. But it's like
Yeah.
everything's on the internet. It's one click away, and
Yep.
it's free money.
Free. And I think that's the biggest thing that I think people need to realize is you don't need, I mean, it's good to get a, I mean, there's things that I wish that came easier for me.
Yeah,
Like lighting was so hard to learn because it's really a
it is hard.
hands-on thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just learn from watching. You have to like trial and error.
Right.
But for the most part, you could really learn all you need to know online. And
Yeah, it's
I wish
incredible.
I would have known
Yeah.
that.
But I mean, we're still learning, we're still growing, we're still cute.
Here
So
we
that's
are.
all that matters. Okay, next question. What is your craziest photo shoot story, good or bad? Or both?
This was a hard one. I can't think of a bad one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's always going to be those not so great shoots with
Yeah.
people that you just don't click with. But I think for me, for good, it would be when I shot for Brew Doctor Kombucha,
Mm-hmm.
and I had freedom to really just hire friends, and
Yeah.
it was so much fun. There was no pressure because I didn't know what was going to come out of it. Shot it, sent it. 2 weeks later, they're like, we love these so much that we're going to have billboards of them all over Los Angeles and New York.
That is insane.
And I was like, there's no way.
Mm.
And then it happened. And I remember we were walking down Silver Lake, right by like PF Candle and like that like Starbucks fancy one.
Yeah.
And there was this giant billboard of my photo, and I was like, what in the, and I just,
Did you know that it was going to be there?
I didn't know it was, I mean, no, I didn't know. They just told me it was in LA and I could really go roam.
Yeah.
And then I went and I saw it and I was like, this is insane. And I had 4 weeks friends just sending me photos, whether it was in New York or different parts of LA. It was just really cool experience. And it almost felt like okay, this hardship of freelance is totally worth this experience.
Right.
So
that's amazing. I could not imagine, because I've not had that opportunity yet to like have my work on a billboard of any sort, but I could only imagine like what it would feel like to see your work just blown up on a huge sign that everybody could see. I feel like that's insane.
yeah, I definitely cried. It was really cool. It was really cool, and I'm like, I want to do that again, but it's those opportunities just don't come as easy.
Sure.
I guess for me now that I feel like that was my one time, but who knows?
One day it'll happen again.
One day it'll happen again.
Okay, next question. If you could photograph any artist or brand in the world, who would it be and why? That's tough.
I think I wrote I wanted to shoot Selena Quintanilla, which is already deceased.
Which is a great answer.
It's so sad for me because I feel like there's so much that you could do with like bringing back the 90s, which are technically back now, and just like recreating like really pivotal moments that she had in the 90s and then doing them over now. So I pictured like an old Mazda in Palm Springs.
That would be like, iconic.
Colorful outfits, like bandanas and all.
Yeah.
But
wow.
I think I was just even listening to Dua Lipa in the car, who is my absolute girl crush.
And
I
we
think
love
we could do
Dua.
so much glittery, not so much glittery, but like a pop of color, embroiderments of like, I don't know, dresses. I think there's just so much you could do.
And she can pull anything off is the issue.
Yeah.
She would be so
She's
much fun to work
She's
with.
insanely talented.
You know, Mario Jose sings for her, like backgrounds. Of course he does.
Of course he does, because he's so good, too. Oh.
I love him. Okay, next question. How do you make someone who is new to modeling comfortable in front of the camera?
Yeah,
That's a hard one.
it's a hard one. And
It really
I
is.
mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but a lot of times when I shoot my clients, they're like, "Wow, this was just such a comfortable environment." And
Right.
I didn't realize how hard that was to find in the industry until I had more conversations about them and how
Hmm.
much crappy photographers there are who just like want to get the job done and
Exactly.
don't take the time to really get to know your talent,
Right.
or they just make them feel really uncomfortable,
Hmm.
which is really sad for me because a lot of these girls or guys are either starting out, so this is just all new to them. So I like to keep at least 10 to 15 minutes of just downtime for them to
Yeah.
get used to the location we're at
Just to
or
get
the space,
acclimated.
just to
Yeah.
get used to the environment really. And then whether that's finishing up their touch-ups or figuring out what they're going to wear and things like that. I and then in that time frame I'll just like ask them questions like, "Oh, are you from LA?" or like just really small
Yeah.
things like that, or like, "How long have you been modeling? How are you feeling about modeling?" And then I'll share experiences that I've had cuz it's different parts of work, but it's
Hmm.
still the same entertainment business. So
Exactly.
I think that's really what brings us together. And knowing that like, okay, we're in this together,
Hmm.
and whether this is good or bad, like we get a sense of comfort knowing that.
And we're both working together to get a great product. It's not like
Exactly.
I'm judging this model to see how well they're doing. It's like, no, like I want the photos to be great as well because my name is
Exactly.
also on it.
Right.
I would say I primarily work with musicians. I
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of like album covers and things like that. And a lot of the time, musicians aren't models.
Right.
They focus on the music, which duh, that makes sense, but they're not like models. So when they get in front of the camera, they're like, this is my first time ever in front of the camera, or I haven't done this in 2 years. So like I have no idea what I'm doing. Just like direct me.
Yeah.
And people think that when you're a photographer, you just like show up, take photos, and that's it. But it's
Mm-mm.
like, no, we have to direct as well.
Literally the therapist of the
And we're also a
shoot.
therapist, exactly.
Truly.
But I love it, and I love connecting with people on that level because it does build relationships and friendships after the shoot. So
Yeah, it really does. And that's where I'm like, that's why I take time to really get to know them in order to get the end product that we want. I
yeah,
just think there's a lot of good that comes to not rushing a shoot in
exactly.
order to either have that long term connection. Because there are jobs sometimes when they're like, "Oh, do you have talent?" And I'm like, "Actually, let me get my list out
Yeah,
for you," and then I'll send it. So
totally.
it's a lot of networking, but also making sure that your talent is comfortable.
Period. Okay, next question. What is your favorite shoot you have done to date and why?
So I mean, there's a lot of favorite ones that I have,
Yeah.
and well, there's some that I'm like, ooh, and then you pick apart the few that you like. But
Yeah.
I think the the most recent one that I can think about was Pokemon Go hired me, which is so
That
random
is so wild
because
though.
I'm not a gamer. I mean, I played Pokemon Go in 2017
Yeah.
when it was like super cool and everybody had like their
Yeah.
phones out trying to catch them, and I was like, I for sure did that.
Totally.
But they recently hired me to basically be the representative for the US.
Hmm.
And I had to create a commercial video and stills capturing people playing Pokemon Go for
No big deal.
their new like trainers. And I was like, is this real? And I don't think I responded the first time because I thought it was fake. I was like, there's
Mm.
no way.
Yeah.
And then they sent a follow-up email and I was like, this is not fake. And so I responded, and I basically had a week to shoot it, but then I had like 2 weeks to come up with like the locations, a concept, a
Wow.
direction, hire the people that I needed to hire in order to get the job done.
Hmm.
Um, and figure out rentals and all of that. And it was the first time in my career that I directed a commercial,
Hmm.
which was so much fun. And I had
Yeah.
never done it before. And I was like, I want to do more of this. Like, I felt really pushed. And yeah, I just felt really pushed to do something that was far out of my comfort zone.
Totally.
Usually because I have a creative director with me on set that just like helps me fill in the gaps that I just can't think of at that moment.
Right.
But this was the first time that it was just all me, and it was so much fun. And I was like, okay, maybe this is an area I can see myself dabbing into here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really loved it. And they compiled basically all the other countries that had it, and it was really cool to see just like the end project.
That's so crazy.
But yeah.
So would you do it again?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely will.
Let's do it. You can hire me, and I'll help with whatever.
Beautiful.
I'll do the crafty table.
I did want to hire you, and then you were like very busy, and I was like, okay.
She's booked.
She's booked and busy.
Okay, well, that's it for the questions.
Oh my God.
Great job. That was all. Just 5 little cute questions.
That was it?
All of them. Done.
Wow.
Nailed it. So now we are going to move into my favorite portion of these videos, which is the game. So, as I always do, I never tell these the guests what the game is. I like to make it a surprise and keep them on their toes.
I know. I
hate surprises as well. I think they're so mean, and I hate anybody who does a surprise to me. So that's why I like to do it to other people. So today's game, the title is, please explain this photo I found on your Facebook.
No!
Yeah. It's great.
We
went way back.
No.
Listen.
I just had this conversation with my mom yesterday because she's like trying to find photos of my dad from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I don't have them because you made me delete all your photos from back in the day. And I was like, I should really go back on my Facebook.
You snooze, you lose.
And I never did.
These are all great photos, though. I love them. I was going to do it on your Instagram, but there weren't enough. There weren't enough.
Rid of those.
So I said, I'm going to go on Facebook. So here's the first one. All you have to do is just explain what's going on in the photo, because I don't know exactly. Okay? First photo is this photo.
Okay. I'm dying.
Because it just seems like a regular Christmas morning, Christmas night.
So it was Christmas Day. This is our family friend's house. And we used to do like a white elephant. And basically, if you've ever played white elephant, you know you get a gift and then someone can steal it.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to steal this gift. So I kept this. But
it's a Tina Fey
it's Tina
book?
Fey. So did they win or did I win? Because I think I won.
Okay, period. We love Tina.
I love Tina. So, yeah, that's what I got for my...
Also,
can we look at
the Elmo that's just like staring at you from the floor. That's terrifying.
Also, look how hip I was with my flannel beanie.
Listen, this fashion was a moment.
Boots.
You were the it girl.
I think this is like 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
Look at her.
Do you still have the book?
I do.
Period.
Still do.
Period.
Didn't get rid of it.
We love it. Did you read it?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. I love that. Okay, next question. Or next photo.
I'm screwed. Okay.
What is going on here?
Okay.
Why are you in the street with Nacho Libre?
So this...
What is happening? Because I literally could not tell you. Why are you karate chopping this person?
We're in San Diego.
Okay.
I worked at a camp for 2 summers, and those who know camp, you do really random stuff. And I remember one day, this is my friend Sierra, and we were like, let's just like go get luchador masks, like, and just like walk around San Diego. We're in our early 20s, like 22. And I was like, this sounds like a beautiful idea. So we go to San Diego, we go to the Mexican Old Town restaurant, which was delicious. And afterwards we saw this
Not you wearing these masks around there.
And I think mine was in my pocket, and she just like wore one, and I was like, let's take a picture. This could be so funny.
Yeah.
And now looking back, I look like a insane human being.
I think this photo's iconic. And it will live on forever.
This is just the stuff I did in my early 20s, which I thought was so fun. And now I'm just so embarrassed.
I also love her shirt. It's giving Hawaiian. It's giving floral.
Camp days.
Period.
Those camp days, you could really get away with anything.
And it looks like you guys did. That is wonderful. Next photo.
Oh,
you rode an elephant?
So I went to Thailand for two, like 2 summers. I remember.
For 2 summers? Like you went 2 summers in a row?
Yeah.
Why? How?
I went for a like missions work, which really was just babysitting a bunch of missionary kids.
Okay.
So I was like doing the Lord's work.
That period.
And but basically after we were done, we had freedom to do whatever we wanted, and then we'd have some off days. And on the off days, we went to Elephant Kingdom, Elephant something.
Yeah.
And we were able to feed them and then I guess ride them, which now as I'm trying to be sustainable, I was like, this is really up.
Yeah,
And
but also, I feel like, I mean, was it a cool experience?
it was insane.
Yeah.
I love Thailand, and I feel like I've talked about Thailand so much the last 2 weeks. Everything about Thailand, especially specifically Chiang Mai, is stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning. The culture, the environment, the people. I love everything about it. So when I see photos of Thailand, I just remember just loving life. I just feel like there's just so much happiness there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was literally about to pee my pants.
How did you get up there? Please tell me.
So they had on the side, they had like a little stair thing that I had to climb up, but they also had to help me like lift me up because I don't, you can't tell, but I'm pushing 5 feet. So this elephant was huge.
Yeah.
So they really had to really help me up there because it was I couldn't even reach like the first step.
Love that.
They had to bring like something else to like.
They just literally toss you up there. That's incredible. I love that. Okay, next photo. Just someone caught you in a solemn moment. Just praying to God.
Look how blurry it is. I'm such a photographer.
It's a visual effect. We love it.
So look how snatched I look.
Period.
Lord. I'm trying to remember when this was. This was quite a bit ago. 2011.
I feel like this is like the set of like a Carrie Job music video in 2009. Like that's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah, I also am I'm like saying very Jane the Virgin.
Yeah. Was this also, where was this? In Thailand as well?
No, I think this was San Juan Capistrano, like that, like like the church.
She's a world traveler.
Yeah, I go everywhere. And and I think we were just taking photos because it was like historical, and I was like, it would be really cool if we shot a photo of myself in this church.
Yep.
And I pretended to pray.
Yep.
And I think the group that I was with, they were like, yeah.
Let's do it. Also, there's literally someone, it looks like they're like actually praying in the back.
They were. And that's when I turned around, I was like, I'm going to hell.
Right.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Well, we learn, we grow, we laugh.
Can't believe you found that one.
Okay, I think this is the last photo.
Once again, camp days.
Camp days.
Can't go wrong. We would do like party dance nights, and it was like really wear whatever you want.
So she decided to wear a banana.
So she wore a
and
banana
you decided
suit.
to wear, what is this, a onesie?
Oh,
a space
it was
onesie.
So comfortable.
Oh, I live in
so
onesies. I love them.
Sweaty. But yeah, and I danced the night away. I think the theme was Space Jam. So I don't know where the banana really comes into play with Space Jam, but
like go off.
My PJs definitely gave off.
Yeah.
I'm a rule
Space
follower.
Jammies. Period. That's good.
Yep.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. And the trash can.
And the trash can. Me. That's me in the back.
Stop. I can't.
Okay, well, that's it. We did it. We made it through.
Oh,
Thank you so much. You're incredible. Where can the viewers find you on social medias?
So you can find me on all platforms at Karen Marie Co. I on Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna add you on Pinterest. We can be friends on
I
there.
love Pinterest.
Oh, I
It's making a comeback.
love Pinterest. Is it?
Yes.
I love it.
Like,
I just use it for like photography
so
ideas.
you could, but then if you like pin the idea and make
Mhm.
it like a video form, your views like shoot up like
Oh,
triple.
well, we'll have to do a separate session on that.
Yes, it's a good platform right now. It's come back.
Okay, lit.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I love
Thank
you.
you. Love you.
You're the best. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Make sure to share this with your friends, and we'll see you later.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will be featuring guests on the Cloud LA every other Wednesday, followed by a sit-down interview where we really dive deep into some of the questions that were sent in with the guest, and that will be every Friday. So if you are interested in being one of the featured guests on the Cloud LA, make sure to send in your submissions to thecloudla.submissions@gmail.com. Just shoot it to me and say, hey, I want to be on, and then we can kind of connect from there. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to turn on our notifications. That way you are not missing any of our amazing guests. Now, go watch another one of our videos. Thanks.